Good evening. I hope you're doing well wherever it is you're watching this from in the world. My name's Dan. Hi Daniel, that's a great name, that's my name as well. Hi Jackie, how you doing? I'm going to tell you some interesting stories actually. First of all, what you're looking at right now is a poster of a single made by the band that I used to be in. That's me on the right hand side. Right there, that's me, I'm the drummer. I was the drummer. This is the band MOT, which stands for Music Out of Tottenham, which I was in for 7 years. I lived in London between the years 2000 and 2015, and that was one of the songs that we did. But hey Rio, how you doing? Good to have you here. I love watching your piano playing early on. It was fantastic. So I want to tell you a story, but I just want to show this picture while I set things up. Let me just flip the camera back onto me. Hey, here I am. So I want to talk to you about karma. Karma, as you know, I believe it's very real. It's a very real thing because I've got two classic examples of it actually happening. One of which happened, I'd say about 3 or 4 months ago, and one happened just now, just tonight. So the one that happened 3 or 4 months ago, every so often in life, we fall out with friends. It's natural. Sometimes we say things we don't mean. I certainly do. I've said quite a few things that I don't mean to people, and it resonates. You have this thing that bugs you in the back of your mind, thinking, I wish I'd not said that. I wish I hadn't fallen out with that person. And so a few months ago, I was emailing a person that I'd fallen out with to apologise to them. I thought I must get this off my back. This is this weight on your shoulders. I must make things right. I must try and smooth out this what's the name? I must try and just put things right between us. So I emailed this person to apologise to them. At the very same moment I pressed enter to send this email to this person, I got another email back off somebody completely unrelated to this person to apologise to me for something that they'd said to me about a year before, which is really interesting because those two people I hadn't even met. Those two people don't know each other. They're from two completely different circles of friends. But for me to send out an apology to somebody, and when I pressed enter, within a second or two, I think it was actually a message on Facebook, and it popped up on my Facebook Messenger for somebody else that apologised to me. And I was like, man, what goes around comes around. And I actually put a status up on Facebook at the time, and people were like, man, that's wicked. That's so good that things like that happen, because everyone has these sort of incidents where things like this do happen. And tonight, the same thing has just happened again. It's crazy because the reason I showed that picture of that band. One of the guys in the band, we had a bit of a fallout, and about 3 years ago actually. I haven't been in the band for about 5 years, but the band stopped playing a while ago. But me and one of the guys in the band, we had a fallout, and just tonight I've emailed him to say, I'm really sorry. I want to put things right. I want to I really apologise for what I said to you. And I want you to know that I'm sorry, and I want you to know that I didn't mean what I said, and I hope that you know that I didn't mean what I said. I was just pissed off at something else at the time. And so I sent a really long email to him because I haven't spoken to him for probably 2 years. I haven't spoken to him for ages. So I sent him an email, and funny, as I was writing that email, before I even pressed send, I could see, using it on my iPad, I could see in the background of the iPad, I got another email through from not my ex-girlfriend, but my ex-girlfriend before that, 2 girlfriends ago, telling me that she's forgiven me. Obviously, because when I split up with my ex-girlfriend to go out with my, funny enough, ex-girlfriend, if that makes sense. I'm currently single, but the girl I went out with last, and the girl I went out with before that, she's the one that was pissed off at me because we split up and I went out with somebody else. But she then emailed me just tonight to say she forgives me. Completely out of the blue. I haven't heard from her for years, and completely crazy that as I'm emailing someone to apologise, somebody at the same time has picked up my vibe and emailed me to say that they forgive me. It's crazy, karma really does exist. It completely does exist, and I'm pretty sure. Thank you. Yeah, it does. Thanks for the heart things. That's great. I really enjoy that. It means that whatever you're listening to something and it makes sense to you, because it's true. And I'm sure I'm not the only person in the world that has these kind of experiences. That whatever you put out into the world, it comes back. It really does come back. It comes back. It knocks you off your feet when it happens, because it's like, bloody hell, this is real. Karma is real. It's like to say what goes around comes around. It absolutely does. It's absolutely true. And if there's anybody that you've got beef with in the world, and people are, it's natural sometimes, you can't be friends with everybody all the time, forever. You just can't. Sometimes, things do piss you off and things get said in arguments that aren't meant. Certainly from me, I've said some things to people which I didn't mean at all, and it's good. It's a weight off my shoulders, and it's nice for me to be able to find it within myself to apologise to people, because it's like a healing process. I've got this niggling thought at the back of your brain that says, I must apologise to that person. I can't believe we fell out over something so stupid. And as time goes on, it kind of gets worse, and you kind of think, God, it's going to be so awkward to try and put things right. But I thought, what, I've got to make up with this person, because I played in a band with him for 7 years. It's like, when bands split up and stuff, it's like there's always people in the band that sort of don't get on. But like we always, it was such a good time in that band. We had some great times. We made some great songs, and he was one of the guys in the band. So yeah, great that I apologised to him tonight. I finally got that off my chest. I finally, put all that energy out and just thought, what, I have to tell you that I'm sorry. I have to, because it makes you feel better as within yourself. If you can apologise to somebody and genuinely mean it, and for them to genuinely know that you mean it, then it's good, because it shows that you've got it, that you can own up to your own mistakes. There's nothing worse than sort of making out that it wasn't your fault, because it was all completely my fault. I was the one that said the things that he got pissed off with, which is why he, stopped contacting, stopped sort of emailing me, or we haven't spoken for about 2 years. So it's really good. I'm really proud of myself for apologising to him. I know I should have done it a while ago, but it's not always as easy as you make out. But so I've apologised to this guy. Whether he accepts that apology or not is another thing, because I don't know if he's, when he will respond to that email. I'm hoping it'll be soon. Thanks for the hearts. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, because it's just good. It's nice to know that what goes around comes around, because it's just been proven again tonight by getting an email, again, from somebody completely out of the blue that I haven't spoken to for several years. They just completely sent me an email, I was typing this email thinking, bloody hell, I've just got my inbox popped, and I just thought, bloody hell, I can tell whose name that is. That's crazy. Isn't it just at exactly the same time? It wasn't just like after I'd sent it, like the one that happened, a few months ago. This was like at the same time that I was typing the emails on my iPad, so you got your inbox behind in the background as you're composing a new message. And it was like, that's just crazy. That's just crazy. Of all the things that happen when you're apologising to somebody, you get that forgiveness back, and you can't explain that. I can't explain that. It's like this sort of cause and effect. Yeah, exactly, twice. Exactly. For it to happen, it's funny. Like it must have been. Let me think. On Facebook, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, because I remember putting it on Facebook and actually found a picture. I googled karma. And one of the images that came up, it said the Karma Police. It was quite a funny image of a cop with a karma badge on his uniform. It's quite funny. So I put that on my Facebook status, like what goes around comes around, and I explained that story of apologising to somebody and then somebody else messaging me. But to get this, for it to happen twice in the same, only like a few months ago, this happened in the first place. So it's really cool to get for it to happen twice. And I just, if there's anybody in your life, I guarantee somebody somewhere watching this, there'll be someone in their life that they've maybe had beef with in the past, and maybe said something to them that they didn't necessarily mean. And there's probably somebody somewhere that you need to apologise to for whatever it is. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but there's people, in all walks of life. Sometimes you fall out with people. It's not intentional. It certainly wasn't intentional with me. It's crazy. The reason, the reason I fell out with this guy in the band, this is strange, I've never actually spoken about this to anybody, never said anything, never told anyone about this really, but one of the guys in the band, it absolutely is, Jackie. Yeah, it's a healing process, it really is, and it's for me, it's got a huge weight off my shoulders just to be able to A, apologise to him, B, get this forgiveness email back off my ex-girlfriend, and to be able to tell this story as well. It's all a kind of a healing process, And because one of the lads in the band, there was 5 of us in this band, right? There was 2 sets of brothers. Sorry, there was a set of brothers and 2 sets of best friends. And myself, there's 5 of us in the band. So 2 of the guys were brothers. one of those brothers was best friends with another guy, and the other brother was best friends with one of the others, if that makes sense. So it was four lads that knew each other before I joined the band. I moved down from Blackburn in Lancashire down to London 15 years ago, joined this band. Now, 3 years ago, one of the members of the band committed suicide, and he was the youngest of the band. He was about 20, let me think, 26 at the time when he did it. When I joined the band, he was 16 when I joined the band. I was quite a bit older. I think I was like 10 or 11 years older than him. But we had this musical connection of five of us that just sort of all liked the same sort of music and all played the same kind of stuff and all had the same influences. So, as musicians, as a band, we wrote some great songs together. But the guy that committed suicide was like the musical genius of the band. He's sort of one of these guys that could play any instrument, he can play any song on any instrument. He was absolutely incredibly talented as a pianist, as a bass player. He was a bass player in the band, and one day he hung himself, and nobody knows why that is. Nobody has got the slightest inkling as to why that happened, because he was one of the most popular people. In fact, he was the most popular person I've ever known in my life. He had so many friends. Like, he was kind of like everybody's best friend. Everybody saw him as their best friend. I played in a band with him. He was a bass player. I was a drummer. So we had this kind of like, they always say that drummers and bass players have a sort of like musical connection. He kind of, he could know what you're about to play. If you were just jamming, he would know what you're about to play. And as I changed beat, he would change bass line, or, it's just crazy. But he hung himself, and that was a massive shock, obviously, to everybody that knew him. There's like 700-800 people went to his funeral, which is crazy. I don't know 700 or 800 people. I don't think I could ever list all the people that I know. Yeah, exactly, 700 people, and he was only 26. It's crazy to think that at such a young age, and it's like, it's difficult to put it into words, but at the time, everyone, the lads in the band, we were like, I actually hadn't been in the band for a few years. I'd joined another band. At the time, we played in this band for 7 years, but then after that 7 years, I joined another band. So I was in that band when it happened. So I didn't actually, get to play with him in his band for the last sort of 2 years of his life, and it came as such a massive shock, to me and everyone in the band. But it's like all the negative feelings that you have, when something like that happened. God forbid. I hope no one, that I'm chatting to at the moment, I hope no one's ever had that experience of one of your best friends, in fact your best friend, killing themselves, because it's heartbreaking. It destroys you. You kind of think, what could I have done? Was it something that I could have said that could have prevented it, or why didn't he think he could come to me as a friend? And probably everyone was thinking the same thing, because he was everybody's best friend. Everybody saw him as their best friend. He was one of these people that would light up a room as soon as he walked in. He had the biggest smile. He's like, he just knew so many people. Everybody loved him. Everybody kind of like, like I said, he was everyone's best friend. Imagine being everybody's best friend. That's how popular he was. He was just a musical genius. He was like a grade A student. He was like excelled at his job. He was like a really gifted. Exactly, I know. It doesn't at all. He was such a gifted athlete. He was. He used to go cycling, swimming, and do like Ironman competitions, and he almost was like almost Olympic standard. He was such a talented athlete. He was really fit, healthy, incredible musician. He could play any song on any instrument, and I'm not exaggerating. We did a gig one time, an acoustic gig, because he was normally the bass player of the band. But when we did this acoustic gig, I played the bongos and he played the piano. And he just played the piano in this pub. We were doing our set, playing our regular songs, and afterwards he just started playing random songs. People were kind of like shouting out songs in the pub, and he was just playing them. And we were all standing around going, how does he know all this stuff? We didn't know he could do this. He never said that he knew. He just knew. If he'd heard a song once, he could just play it. It's one of these musical geniuses that just knows music. They could just play it, and they could just sit at a piano or grab a guitar or whatever it was and just play it. But he just happened to be on the piano in this pub doing this acoustic gig, and we were all just bowled over. People in the pub were like, "Who is this guy? Who is this guy?" He was like a human jukebox. He'd just tell him a song, and he'd just play it. It was incredible. But yeah, what a sad thing. So the beef that I had with the guy in the band, it was because I was desperately trying to think of things. Why did this guy hang himself? Why did he do it? Why did he do it? And I was trying to blame people, which was wrong of me, because it was no one was to blame. Nobody was to blame. But like when your head's so far up your ass and you kind of think, man, there must be a reason. There has to be a reason why this happened. This cannot have happened for nothing. So obviously I'd said some stuff to this guy in the band that I didn't mean to say, because I was desperately looking for someone to blame, when there was no one to blame. And so this, we fell out, and it's bad that we fell out because we had enough shit going on at the time because of what had happened to this lad in the band that hung himself. So it's good that I've just put this finally to rest by sending this apology to my friend, and I really hope that he picks up on it. I really hope that he can see, because I'm so genuine when it comes to apologising. I hate having beef with anybody. I hate having kind of bad vibes. I just it's not me. It's not me at all. If I can make I want to be everyone's friend. That's me in life. I hate falling out with people. I hate having enemies, and I want to be, everybody wants to be acknowledged and accepted by everybody, and everybody likes having friends. It's great. The more friends you can make, the better. And it was great because I hope that he will get that email, read it properly, and go, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I don't want to have beef with you either, and I want to accept your apology, and I'll email you back and tell you that I've accepted it, because that'd be cool. That'd be like the icing on the cake for the ex-bandmates to kind of make up. And hopefully it will. And I just want to say that I just want to explain this story because it's great. Karma, what goes around really does come back. Whatever you put out to the earth, it comes back. Whatever you put out to the universe, it comes back. I can't explain why this has happened, but these two examples of it happening, it's great. It's really cool, and I hope one day it'll happen again, because it's true. Karma is very real. It's just the things that you can't explain. Why does this happen twice? At exactly the same time. Why I can't explain why it happened twice. It's crazy. Your subconscious mind and all this kind of stuff that goes on in the universe that nobody can explain. It's very, very real. It really does. It's completely real. I hope that somebody watching this can have some kind of similar experiences, or I hope that they have had some sort of similar experiences and they can share that one day, because it's great, to listen to other people's stories, and we have complete strangers watching my scopes and agreeing with what I'm saying and just giving hearts and stuff, and it's wonderful. It's really nice because it's good to get stuff off your chest. It's good to talk. It's great to talk. I'm a video blogger. I make videos all the time, chuck them on YouTube and stuff. But to do it live, I think it's great. This whole Periscope vibe. I've only been doing Periscope for a week. This is my 42nd broadcast, I believe. Give or take a few test ones when I first started, but this is probably about my 42nd broadcast, I think. Yeah, so I love doing it. I can talk to the camera all day. Sometimes I do. I do different kind of things. I do drumming broadcasts. I do play old records and DJing. Sometimes I talk about my life, talk about anything. I go out on a bike ride and film it if I've got the right stuff to attach the camera to the handlebars. And I just want to talk about stuff. Just want to tell people about things, because everybody's interested in everybody else. As human beings, we're always interested in listening to other people and what they have to say and what their take on life is and what their story is and what they do and how they think and what makes them tick. And it's good. I've enjoyed experiencing this karma thing again, because it's a very, very good thing. Karma, what goes around, really does come around, and it's true. And I hope it happens to one of you guys watching. I really do hope it happens to you, because I'd love to hear it. If it ever happened, or has happened, or when it does happen, grab your phone and just tell people about it, because it'd be cool for me to be able to watch somebody else going, yeah, you know what, it's true, this karma stuff, it absolutely exists, because here's another example, and then they tell their story. It'd be great. So I just want to say thanks for all the people that have watched this, and I hope you've had some kind of thanks to the green hearts. I think that's probably Jackie. I don't know where you've seen me from. I don't know how you've got onto my scopes, but I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you. Your time is valuable, and I'm glad that you've sat for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is, and listened to what I've had to say. I respect you for that, and it's good. And isn't he amazing? Isn't he Rio? You know what, Rio? If you're watching this, Rio, because the other day I made a broadcast and it came up Rio K Tag. And I thought it was like Reok Tag, and I didn't realise that was you. I didn't realise that I've watched your broadcast before, Rio. I've watched you several times playing the piano, but I didn't realise that Reok Tag was your name. So I didn't acknowledge that I kind of already sort of knew you, sort of thing. So I apologise for that. And yeah, Rio, man, your piano playing is amazing. The Jazz Mario Brothers, you played it earlier tonight, was spectacular. That was incredible. I'm hoping to go and watch that broadcast again. If you put that on YouTube, that specific clip of you playing the jazz version of Mario, that was incredible. That was hilarious. You've got so much skill there. Because I'm a piano player myself. I mean, I play drums, but before I learnt drums, I played the piano. I got up to grade 4 on piano from having lessons like age 4 or 5 to about the age of 14. And I only got to grade 4. Hey, Jason. Hey, how you doing? Are you well? I hope your blast pass went well tonight. I saw the notification come up, and I thought, you know what? I can't do it again. I'm not going to win it twice. But it's really cool to do that. If you're not following Jason, follow Jason, because he does a thing called Blast Your Pass, where what he does, Blast Your Cast. What he does is he gets people on his scopes, and then he asks them to put in the comments underneath what you're scoping about. And obviously all his comments are flying up. He reads them out. And if people are interested in other people's comments and what they're doing and what their scopes are about, they click on that comment and it takes them to, you can view their profile, excuse me, and follow them. Which is a really great idea, I think, for people to sort of get more sort of followers and more sort of targeted viewers to their to their scopes, rather than just having random people follow you. If you say I like DIY or I like drumming or I like doing this, that, and the other, and people go I like doing that as well. That's a good idea. Tap on their comment. Yeah, no worries, man. Thanks. It was really good. It's funny because because when you did your blast pass yesterday, as I was watching your blast pass yesterday, I'd gone over to your Snapchat account and I thought, right, that's the Snapchat password today. And I'd written it in the comments box, ready to press enter. But I think I've got a bad connection, and I dropped off the connection. When I joined it again, you'd already given it out, and I was like, oh, I can't believe I missed it today. I'd had it ready, waiting to sort of tap to try and get it first. But then today, when I was watching your broadcast again today, I thought I'll just nip over to Snapchat again, because I'm following you on Snapchat. So I got your password today. And I didn't actually write it out in the comments, ready. But when you said, right, type it out now, I thought, oh, quick, oh shit, I haven't got it ready. So I just started typing, hiya, Ron Perkins, how are you? So I started typing it out, and I thought, someone's going to beat me. So, so I tapped, send, and I just happened to be first. I thought, that's crazy, you got it all prepped up one day, and then you lose connection, doesn't work. And then today I just happened to type it out quickest the first, which is cool. But it's such a good idea. Such a good idea, your scope. It's a great thing. So, yeah, I'm glad you followed me on Twitter. And I hope, if you haven't watched my 40th broadcast about washing up, it really is funny. Because I know that you'd retweeted one of my scopes about me playing records, but the one about washing up is actually amusing because because it was... What am I talking about? Oh, well, my scope tonight, which I've kind of... Cheers. No worries, Jason. My scope tonight was about karma. I had another great example of karma that I'll just recap. For those who missed the story, I was emailing a few months ago. Some of you might have seen it on Facebook, but I was emailing somebody that I'd kind of been a bit of a tit to. I'd said some things I shouldn't have said to this person, so I emailed them, and just after I sent that email, I got a message back on Facebook from somebody completely unrelated to them, someone from a different circle of friends, apologising to me for something that they'd said to me about a year ago. I was like, that's pretty cool, as I'm sending out this apology to somebody else is apologising to me, so that was like a good karma story. And tonight it happened again. Tonight I was emailing somebody that I used to play in a band with. Oh, Jason's back. So yeah, I was emailing one of my ex-bandmates from years ago. I played in a band with somebody for 7 years, over 7 years I played in a band with them. And I was just emailing them because we'd had a bit of a fallout a few years ago. And as I was emailing them, I was using my iPad, so in the background, as you're writing an email, you can still see your inbox. And an email popped up in my inbox from my ex-girlfriend, who I have not had any contact with for years and years, saying I forgive you. Because obviously, when I split up with her to go out with the girlfriend that I did go out with before, this gets all complicated. But yeah, obviously we had beef. You have beef with your girlfriend when you split up with them and you go out with somebody else. So she just emailed me out of the blue to say I forgive you. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it just because as I'm apologising to someone in the band that I used to be with, my ex-girlfriend is apologising to me at exactly the same time. Before I'd even sent this email out, she's apologising to me, and it's like, wow, yeah, karma is a great thing. It really does exist, and I'm sure there's other people that have stories or examples. It does, doesn't it? It really does. Yeah, the universe works in mysterious ways, man. It's true, because what you put out into the universe, it comes back It's picked up this sort of vibration that people have. It must be true. As much as you try and get your head around it and trying to work out, all this stuff that people can't explain this. Well, unless you're Bob Proctor. Anyone who knows Bob Proctor, he can explain it. But it's just incredible how the world works and how the universe works. When you put the thought out into the universe, it really does come back. And classic examples. I mean, I've got other examples, but I mean, these are just really good things. When karma like this happens, thank you for the pink hearts. I want to see some more hearts. There were some green ones earlier on. And I think Ron's joined. I don't know what colour hearts Ron was giving, but there'll be a grand prize. There's a green one. So we've got green and purple at the moment, sort of pinky purple. It's cool. We'll have a heart competition. I'm going to call it a heart attack. I'm going to start having heart attacks, giving people a specific amount of time. They said they've got like 10 seconds to give the most hearts, and the person with the most hearts will win a prize. I thought I better not put heart attack in the sort of title of my scopes, because people might get slightly getting concerned and sort of like, oh my god, this guy's having a heart attack. I don't know if hashtag heart attack kind of has any kind of visibility on Twitter and Periscope. But thanks for the hearts. I think there's 3 colours now. Let's try and get 3 colours at the same time. So if you're tapping a screen, or if you're not tapping a screen, tap the screen now and see if you can get this sort of multitude of this influx of colours. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It means that what I'm saying makes sense to somebody. It means that what I'm saying, you're not actually falling asleep, or you haven't kind of like, it's like channel hopping. I was telling before that Periscope is basically reality TV. You've got 100,000 channels of reality TV, and you've just got to flip across and see, oh, that looks good, I'll watch that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's like Big Brother, but obviously nobody watches Big Brother anymore. Well, I certainly don't. After sort of 1 or 2 series, it got completely boring. But Periscope is reality TV, but hundreds and hundreds of channels. And it's great. I love it. I've said I've been on Periscope for a week, and I've made, I think this is my 42nd broadcast. And I love it. I love it. What a great invention. What an absolutely great, whoever's developed this app and built it and made it, thumbs up to them, because it's brilliant. I love it. As a video blogger, someone that likes talking to a camera anyway and telling the world about stuff. This is so cool to be able to do it live and get this live interaction. It's wicked. I love it to bits. It's fantastic. And the people that you meet all these people from all over the world that you would never ever meet, and listen to people's stories. I've listened to some jazz piano tonight. One guy from Indonesia, Rio, and another guy called, his name just escaped me. I always do this. I'm telling people about someone. You've got to check out this guy. Oh, I can't remember his name. But another guy, a guy from Manhattan, I think, or the Bronx or Brooklyn. I can't remember. But an unbelievable jazz pianist. I'll mention his name on a future scope if I get around to it, if I remember his name. But check out Rio. Rio K Tag, Riok Tag. I don't know how you pronounce it. Rio, RIOKTAG at Riok Tag. Follow him. He's an incredible pianist, really good pianist from Indonesia. I think, I hope. Maybe he's not, but he is. Follow him. I play piano, but not on his standard, not by a long shot. I'm also a drummer. I also play records, play DJ and sort of stuff. So one of my future scopes will be about either drumming, playing records, or just me blabbering on about any old nonsense, because that's what I like doing. It's funny. And I hope you enjoyed watching my scope. Karma really does exist. What goes around comes around. And if you've got a good example of karma to give, then I'd love to hear it, because it does happen. It really does. The world works in mysterious ways, and we can't explain it, but it does happen, and it's a classic example. Anyway, my name is Dan. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you on a future broadcast. And if you've enjoyed what I've had to say, then let's see those fingers. Let's see one last flurry of tapping on the screen to get the hearts coming up. We're going to have some hearts before I leave the broadcast. Get your finger right and just tap on your screen. Just tap it. So anyway, my name is Dan Fossard, and thanks very much for watching. And I hope to see you on the very next broadcast. I'll see you soon. All right. Cheers.